Alright, it's Antlion Alpha, and this is, it's like a podcast type of thing, so this is basically my substitute for doing vlogs, because I don't really want to have to break out the camera just to talk about my life. So that's basically what I'm doing these podcasts for, these, these podcasts, as if I'm so confident that there's going to be more of them, but anyway. Yeah, so there's always debate whether people like to hear in Let's Plays, like, always, like, consistently stuff about the game, or whether people just want to hear about, like, random stories and jokes and stuff, just have it constantly be funny and, like, defining the Let's Player, but there's just a lot of there's way more stuff I can talk about now that I like actually have a life and I'm getting involved in a lot of things in college. So I'm I'm gonna try out a podcast, see how it goes. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah, hopefully I don't cough too much in this, cause I really just didn't want to have to redo the whole thing or like watch the whole thing. I'm gonna try to sit up as straight as I can, because it seems like my belt buckle has some, not direct, but some influence on like the correlation between, well, the belt buckle and me coughing, because it seems like if my body is at anything other than like anything shorter than 90 degrees, like with like my torso with my legs in it, and I have more chance of coughing. But yeah, it was really disappointing because I was so like at the end of August, my cough I thought it was gone because like it was really tame, but then I got here and it started coming back. Probably partially because I started drinking more acidic drinks, because that's basically what the doctors kind of concluded, is that it was a acid reflux type of thing, and it makes sense because I was feeling that sensation sometimes. But yeah, I'm taking like an acid reflux medication for it. So yeah, these podcasts are basically, since I actually am doing stuff with my life and not just going to school, going home, and being a hermit, that I actually have more like stories to tell. So it's like way too much to. If I were gonna tell them in my Let's Plays, I'd like be like flooding them, and I can't really uh, pace them between segments because I don't upload as often as I used to. Since well, my roommate is actually, he watches Let's Plays, and I actually knew him before coming up here. We actually signed up to be roommates. I didn't want to do the whole random thing, and we actually have really similar tastes, so it's really easy to get along, and we haven't had any like quarrels yet. And I've heard a lot of people talking about like go signing up as roommates when you're like really close friends and then getting in arguments, and it's not pretty, but yeah, I don't see that happening the way things are going. He's he's not like a clone of me by any means, but we have a lot of the same tastes in video games, in comedy in general, sense of humor, and he watches a lot of the same YouTube channels that I watch, so it's a good time. But I'm not able. But yeah, he like enjoys watching Let's Plays, but at the same time, I'm still really awkward in maintaining my YouTube persona, like my commentary flow when like if someone were to like walk in the room. But I know this podcast, I'm gonna try to make it go for an hour, but I'm just using Audacity for this. So I'll probably find a picture or make a small picture to do something for the image that's gonna go on YouTube. But yeah, it's just It's just on Audacity that I'm recording this with, so I can always just pause and continue it later if he does walk in right now. I think he's studying in the first floor of this residence hall. It's a pretty nice hall. It's there's two side the two like the north and south of campus here are home to like the different residence halls. The North Campus is where I am, and it's more of a uh, it's it's a residence hall. The other South Campus is like a suite style mostly. There are some halls though. Another cough I'll have to edit out. Um, yeah, so I really like it here. I don't know what else to say. It's really nice. I really feel this is my jam. This is my jam here on campus. Because everyone here is so nice. You don't have any of those real pieces of crap that you'll find in high school. You get rid of most of those from what I hear at like any college you go to, but here specifically, people are really open. Even though this is a very liberal campus, and I'm not the most liberal, but I'm a lot more liberal than, say, people associated with my religion. But there's just, people aren't like shunning, if that's the word, is probably a better word for it, but yeah, you can talk to anyone and they'll listen, and it's the community here, and just having like a bunch of places to like not expel, just poku out my different ranges of like creativity. Just helps me. Because I've been in like a consistent good mood since I got here. It's been really nice. Like I haven't you've if you've been following me for a long time, I'm sure you've definitely seen it. I've had segments in Let's Plays where you can tell I'm either being petty, complaining about something, or there's in my earlier days, my first Let's Play, Donkey Kong 64. There's actually one segment that haven't gotten any comments on it in a long while actually, but I think it's my most commented on video of that Let's Play, because it was the one where I was showing off the rabbit race glitch so you can beat him easier. And that was like, people, I guess, are looking for that because a lot of people have the same problem. They wanted a video demonstration, and what I just did is I looked up a explanation and like in a WikiHow or something. I had a easy way to beat that rabbit, but yeah, in the beginning of that segment I was like really, really whiny and petty and complaining about like girl troubles. It's just kind of embarrassing looking back on that. But yeah, just things are going pretty smoothly. But I don't know how smoothly the transitions from thoughts are going to go in this podcast, because honestly it's probably going to be, if I can't think of things to say, I'm just going to say words, and when I find a word that seems amusing, I'll try to like relate that to some really random topic. Because, yeah, I'll title this podcast something. I don't know why I'm not going to say it in this, because you'll see it before you get to this point in the podcast. Presumably, I don't know how you would, but yeah, if I do decide on stick with that name I'm going with, then yeah, you'll understand why this podcast might be really jumpy in terms of topics. Because, jumpiness is good. There's a lot of jump scares going on. Because I actually recently watched the original Halloween on Halloween night, and that was not mind-blowing, that's for sure. I was talking with my friend the Johnny Cage on Skype last night, and he completely agrees with me that it's very dated movie. Yeah, it definitely is not a timeless piece of film, if that makes sense. I'm sinking down more. I have this like pillow thing, and yeah, it does this. can't see it obviously, but it does this. It goes, the bed frame, the back end of the bed frame, there's like two really big gaps. There's like two boards connecting it, and they're in like a really big gap in like the back of this like support pillow that has like armrests on it. All this goes through that, so now my back is just on one of the boards. So there's some kind of, I'd have to put like another solid object. So I just put a sheet around it. It just like move the sheet back behind the board, but it's I can deal with it. I can handle it. I can handle any obstacle now. That's my optimism I'm going on. I've been feeling really good. I don't know why, but like, one of the first nights here, I came to this conclusion that has been consistently working, and it's been keeping me in a good mood, that if you treat life like it's a video game, like the way that you would, like when you're doing something really annoying in a video game. I know a lot of people don't feel this way, but when I'm doing something annoying in the video game, I'm like, you know what, it's a mission, it'll add up to something, so, that's basically my take on life, you know? You're gonna do stuff you don't want to do. There's gonna be people that annoy you. Those are basically the Navis or fees of the real life, that people are gonna be your friends, gonna stick with you, but they're gonna be really annoying at times, so you just gotta be like, alright, what have you got for me? Okay, thank you. You know, that attitude. Everything matters. It's basically the gist of it. It's gonna form you. It's gonna shape you. So that's how I've been kind of dealing with things that would normally be upsetting to me if I was still in high school and still very episodic in terms of my moods, but that's just not the case. I've been consistent since I got here, and it's pretty nice, if I must say so. But that doesn't mean, like, treat everyone like they have AI and you can just talk crap about them. You gotta maintain protagonist status, if you know what I mean. And speaking of Fee, my roommate had never played Skyward Sword, and he's playing that now. And basically, yeah, he's liking it. He's also wondering why people are so whiny about the controls, because he's saying it's fun to control. I think it's fun to control. We both have encountered the one like really finicky problem with the Skyward Strike. Is that what it's called? Can't remember. Where you hold your sword up into the air like you're trying to get a signal you send to the satellites. Yeah, so that's still kind of finicky, but everything else is really fluid, so yeah, if you're still on the fence about playing Skyward Sword, then there's another voice for you. I mean, obviously he's not here to say that, so, but hopefully you don't assume I'm lying, because I lie as little as I need to. But, yeah, and, speaking of something else I was saying, I was talking about, oh yeah, making a picture for this podcast. I don't know, some people might wanna design one. I'm certainly not. I wouldn't say I have the subscriber amount to where people actively make like fan art of the things that I do and say, because, you know, I've never gotten one thing, so that's where I come up with that conclusion. But there's this really nice girl in my residence hall who's down, doesn't matter what floor she's in, just why would it for everyone else who's not in this campus, but she's in the residence hall on a different floor, and she's making my channel banner art. The thing on my channel, it's like a rectangle thing. So that's gonna be a surprise what that is. I actually told her, you know, that'd be cool if I got something like that for my birthday, and now she decided she's gonna draw it. And she came up here a little bit ago, and she's almost done with it already. I thought she was gonna like surprise me with it on my birthday, but no, she really wants me to have it, and I will have it. I don't know how soon. She said she'll probably finish it tonight. I saw what she did so far, and I've seen some of her other artwork. She's actually really, really talented. Because a lot of people have that. You meet several people when you're on a college life, people that have hidden talents that you just can't tell by looking at them. Yeah, she's really nice. So look forward to that. Don't know if it will be colored, but it's all right. Yeah, I just got a lot of cool things going on around here. I'm on the improv team. I might have mentioned this in my, I know at least I remember mentioning it back when I was still like petty and complaining about things in one of my Gex 3 episodes. I remember ranting about this one guy on my improv team because it was a open and inclusive club at our high school, but this one, the one in college, it's still open rehearsals, anyone can come, but they won't let just anyone perform. You have to actually have talent this time, so yeah, so it's pretty nice. There's these veterans, they're called the Dead Parrot Society. Don't know how well they're known around the nation, but they're pretty well known around Washington State, at least. I remember hearing about them back in Monroe, and my drama teacher mentioned them. And I first saw them a couple summers ago when I visited this campus in like a tour, and I immediately really liked it, and I put all my eggs in one basket and only applied for this college. So that's going pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be able to perform if this year. I heard somewhere that you have to like go 1 year of like rehearsals before you can perform. I don't know if that's true at all, but I look forward to perform with the veterans of the group. They're pretty talented. They're actually like in my sophomore. Well, I was a sophomore. There's other people of various grades, but when I did improv in high school, there was just like some few like really shining moments when we did a performance, but like we still had a lot of fun. But like there's a lot, like I haven't even like seen the performances from the like main cast since summer, so I don't know what they've been doing, but just the rehearsals, like the people that are like newcomers in the club there's some like huge talent, so I no longer feel like I'm completely, don't even know what to call it. I no longer feel like I'm matched in talent with everyone. Like I can match the talent of all like the veterans like I could in high school, because like I was really, there was a lot of people there who were there for a while, but they told me that I had there's like two people, and one of the guys who's one of my close friends who I haven't talked to in a while though, but he was telling me how that there's that me and one other guy were like really really noticeable in terms of talent, but this time I've been noticing people that have a lot of huge talent, much more than I've been able to put forth in improvisation. Some people, because people have coming to college are having a lot more experience in the drama department than was even offered at my hometown. So yeah, I'm not like intimidated. I think it's interesting. It'll be a challenge for me to work with them and match their tone or whatever, because I never really wanted to pursue acting, but I still think it's really fun to put on like a serious tone in acting, and that's something that this improv team said they do, is put on sometimes they'll have like non-comedy improv performances just by accident, just based on like a suggestion or something. They'll end up like taking it in a serious tone, so I think that'd be really cool. I haven't had much experience doing serious acting, even though I really like it. I really like aggressive performances in movies. I don't know where it started, but I've always kind of just when there's a likable villain, I usually root for the villain. Because a lot of times I'll watch movies where the villain is really intimidating and like the protagonist isn't anywhere near as likable as the villain. Like there's this one movie. It's a very disturbing movie. It's very it's not like constantly gory like Saw or something, but it's still very like psychologically weird and creepy, and there's like one scene that's really, really disturbing, even to me, who I've seen all the Saw movies and I've never been as disturbed in a movie as by that one scene. But the movie's called P2, just the letter P and the number 2, it stands for Parking Garage 2. It's about this like guy who, it's like Christmas and he like locks up one of his, I don't remember who the girl is, but she's the protagonist and she's not as likable as the villain, even though she gives good performance. But yeah, there's a really disturbing scene in it, and I have no idea why I brought this up anymore. I forgot where my train of thought went. But yeah, okay, well yeah, I was talking about how sometimes the villain is more likable than the protagonist. But yeah, when the villain died, I thought it was really anticlimactic. Like you gotta give the villain more respect than just blowing him up. Come on, the villain in that movie was really, really cool. I liked him. He's really disturbing, but I appreciate when a movie can bring out a really unnatural emotion in me, like uneasiness or sorrow. 'Cause I'll be the first guy to admit that I really enjoy a good tearjerker. I haven't seen one since like 2006, but well, I've seen one that a lot of people label as a tearjerker since then, but haven't really got me as much as my favorite movie. If I never mentioned that in any of my videos, my favorite movie is Click, and I know a lot of people think of it as a mediocre movie, but it's an Adam Sandler movie, so it's not winning any Oscars, but I just really, really liked the shift in tone at the end. I thought it was really smooth. It wasn't like whiplashy like some tones in movies, but yeah, I thought it was really smooth and really powerful, and I actually thought the humor in it was more intelligent than a lot of other Adam Sandler movies. It's not the most brilliant comedy, but I just really liked the tone and the transition and the peak back into like a happy ending, satisfying. So anyway, yeah, I've been wanting to get, my roommate has Netflix. I've actually never had Netflix. I've had a DVR, and that's it. So I'm able to record things that are on the TV and then watch them later. But yeah, never had Netflix. Oh yeah, well I've had Comcast on demand, so I've been able to watch some things, but not the encyclopedic library that's held in, Netflix. But yeah, I've been wanting to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, so I hear that's a pretty touching movie, and it's one of the few serious Jim Carrey movies. I saw The Truman Show over the summer, and actually I really liked that movie. And so, yeah, I like to see Jim Carrey put on a serious performance, except for the number 23, I never saw that, but I don't need to. I hear enough about that movie not being interesting, not being satisfying. Yeah, I might actually start doing the Sci-Fi Channel movie reviews again, because, I actually, if you didn't already check out my written IMDb review for Grave Halloween, yeah, I posted that in the description of either I think it was my last video, and yeah, I realized shortly after watching the next movie that I am not motivated to write a long review for a movie that I don't particularly like, because Grave Halloween was really, really a really exciting thriller, especially for low budget. It's really well done. But the one after that was from the director of a movie called Feast, which has somewhat of a cult following. A lot of people really like it. It's an indie horror movie. It's kind of like a comedy horror, if I understand right. And this movie, though, the Zombie Night, of course, all of the zombie movies on sci-fi in the past, like 3 years have all been produced by the Asylum for some reason, even though they've... No, actually the first two had the same director, Nick Lyons, but this one had the director of Feast, so I was excited to see a director that has kind of a cult following direct a sci-fi original movie, but turns out the Asylum really kind of limits talent input when they're producing something. So that was unfortunate. It wasn't as good as I was expecting. It was very, very weird in terms of action. There's like no build up to anything. But yeah, the first movie though in October was Scarecrow. I really, really liked that movie. It had amazing cinematography. Like I don't even mean like, whoops, sorry, bumped the mic. Yeah, I don't even mean like for a low-budget film it had amazing cinematography. I just mean in general, as a movie, taken in any way, looking at it as highly respected or as like a low-budget gem, it has really good cinematography. So I don't know if I'll still do a movie or a review of Scarecrow next, since that's kind of been out there for a while, and won't. Not that I'm like trying to do movie reviews just for the reviews. I mean, as a college student, I probably should, since I'm partnered and those get a lot of attention, whether people like them or not. But you know, try to keep it humble if I can. So, if I'm producing content I like, and it doesn't get as doesn't get as many views as the stuff that people hate for some reason, then, you know, that's okay. I'll just keep on making what I like. But, you know, things are good. Things are pretty solid here. You got, there was like a huge windstorm here recently. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't really outside that much for it, but I actually came back like from the dining hall to this dorm, and I didn't really feel the wind all that much. I could feel it I could see like the trees moving, but that's the thing. I think like it was in like the slightly upper layer of the atmosphere, like the 7th floor of this building, so I'm in the 7th floor. It was really, really loud, and I've never, like, yelled at weather so much to shut up, because I was trying to finish, recording my... Oh, well, yeah, I actually haven't mentioned this on this channel. So I'm hoping to actually put it on this channel if I get permission, but there's just no way I'm gonna get permission if I don't keep, like, bugging the people who would be able to give me permission. But yeah, I made an Applause parody, the song by Lady Gaga. I posted a lyric video on my Facebook, so... But if you're not friends with me on Facebook, I posted just the MP3 on my SoundCloud, which is Aunt Garrett. I finally updated my profile picture on that site, so... Yeah, actually, my friend Brittany, the girl who's doing my YouTube channel art, actually painted my face for the picture that you'll see on SoundCloud when you go there and look for it. And she's actually also really good at photography, so she took a picture of me to try to like replicate the Lady Gaga Applause picture for the single cover, not the album cover. But so that's a lot of fun. Halloween was pretty nice. That was actually not the face painting was not for Halloween. It was actually for a costume party the night before Halloween at Swing Dance, because, yeah, it's another club I'm involved in. I'm involved with, like, 4 clubs here, and luckily none of them are on the same day. I wouldn't be able to handle that. Yeah, I have clubs from Tuesday to Friday, and yeah, Wednesday is swing club. So that's a lot of fun. There was like one girl who recognized who I was without me having to say because it was like a costume dance party. So yeah, a lot of girls were having trouble dancing. Some of them were wearing dresses. I think Brittany was actually wearing dresses, because, yeah, Brittany and I met over swing dance, so we became kind of close, and she's been doing really huge favors for me, and I haven't been able to do much in return, because I don't know what I could do with my talents to give her something in return, but yeah, I definitely should owe her something, because she's doing this without, like, any sort of, like, expectancy from me. But I did pay for her meal at dinner the other day, when, because she lost, like, her dining card, or no, she didn't lose it, but, like, some things with her tuition needs to be, like, revised in terms of payment, so yeah, I paid for dinner that night. But anyway, Swing Dance Club, I went as Lady Gaga. I brought, like, my gray bed sheet to represent, like, the sheet that she wears in the music video and puts around her face. I didn't have white face paint, so but I'm not the most tan of men, so that still went over reasonably well. But yeah, on Halloween night, I actually went trick-or-treating. The North Campus did trick-or-treating on the other, like, 4 buildings in North Campus, and then South Campus did, excuse me. South Campus did some, trick-or-treating it's like kind of, what's it called? It's not fraternity or sorority, it's whatever involves, like, Greek letters. But yeah, they have, like, Greek letters for different, like, stacks, and they did that. And yeah, but for Halloween, actually, I dressed as Sharknado as best as I could. I actually reused a gray sheet and wrapped it around me, and kind of created somewhat of a spiral, and then cut out a bunch of, like, paper sharks and colored them, and, like, safety pinned them to my sheet thing. And once again, Brittany painted my face to look like a shark mouth. So that's pretty cool. And I went trick-or-treating in one of the other residence halls, and when I got to one of the doors, there was actually 2 people. I think one of them was a girl, the other one was a guy. Couldn't tell with all the face paint, though, because they were both dressed as the same, like, Applause cover Lady Gaga that I went the night before, except they actually had white face paint. So that I almost would have wanted to see their reaction if, like, I was dressed as Lady Gaga that night. But yeah, there was actually a fair amount more people that recognized what I was supposed to be on Halloween as Sharknado than the night before at Swing Dance. And the people that did recognize me, there weren't that many of them. The people that did recognize what I was supposed to be were, like, really appreciated that, so that's kind of nice. Sharknado's got a bit of a cult following, and sequels probably coming around spring, I think that's when they said. So I'm sure definitely people are going to watch it. I've already watched some ridiculous movies in the TV lounge in this residence hall. We watched a movie the other day. I think it was just yesterday. No, it's 2 days ago. We watched a movie called Robo Geisha, which is a very obviously self-parodying movie. It's directed by someone in Japan. It's, like, under the genre. My roommate was telling me about this. Under the genre called J-Splatter. Have you ever seen a movie called Tokyo Gore Police? It's like that. Like, it's really over the top and really, like, tongue-in-cheek. Almost too much tongue-in-cheek. Because, like, some of the lines are just really obvious, like, "Oh no, you have stabbed my face, and I am bleeding!" But it's all, like, subtitled. I think you can, like, set it to, I think the guy who was, like, hosting the movie showing was saying that you can change it to dubbing, but I should have, like, asked him, like, after the movie's over, just, like, go to one scene and see what it sounded like, see if it was more entertaining. But oh well, yeah, Robo Geisha is really, really ridiculous, really, really cheesy, but very, very amusing. And yeah, I was actually gonna watch on Halloween, there's like a few people after the movie Halloween finished. Some people wanted to watch a movie that I brought down. I think I might have mentioned it a few times in my Let's Plays, I'm not sure. It's called Abominable. It's a sci-fi original movie from 2006, but you can't really notice, notice it's a low-budget movie, but you can't really tell it's a sci-fi original movie, because it has, like, cursing in it, and some brief nudity, but yeah, it's a man in a suit, no CGI in the movie. I think the director said that, it's like, no, actually, literally no CGI. So, not a single visual effect, just a lot of practical effects. And, yeah, that movie, though, I saw it when it first came out, and that movie terrified me, because, part of it has to do with, like, some of the, like, the greenery in the movie looks, like, some of the trees look very similar to trees around my house, and I've always just been really intrigued by the idea of Bigfoot and, like, an unknown creature in the woods that looks kind of like a man. I just think it's really eerie. That, and also that it's just really, really well directed and really suspenseful, so yeah, if in the mood for a scary movie, recommend Abominable. It's a good one. It's a good one, yeah. And on Thursday, you got, well, you don't know. I know what I'm talking about, but there's actually two clubs that I could, like, switch between. I actually still haven't gone to this one. My friends invited me to, but I've either been busy or she's been busy, so it'd be awkward for me, because, like, all the other people are, from what I hear, don't speak English. That's just what she's told me. But, yeah, I went to one day of stand-up club, and I kind of, like, in the heat of the moment, tried to, like, do a little performance, and I got some hefty constructive criticism, and that's alright, because, like, I hadn't written anything at all. I was just going off of, like, an idea for, like, a kind of a string of jokes under the same topic, but yeah, some people liked it, but they all had some criticisms for me, and that's fine, I can handle it. And then there's hip-hop dance, which is the one that my friend's been inviting me to, which I haven't been able to go to yet, because it's like a freestyle type of dance, and she just wants to, like, show me off. That's what she was kind of saying. She really wants to see me do my freestyle dancing again, because I did that a lot at the, like, homecoming/prom dances at my high school, and people seem to really like it. I don't know what it is. I've always had, like, a different look on music. Like, instruments are always the first thing I hear. A lot of people really want to look at the lyrics first, decide if they like the song. For me, I look at the instruments and then the lyrics. If the lyrics are, like, really, really vulgar and have, like, absolutely no ambiguity and are just generic pop song lyrics, then I'll probably won't seek out the song, even if it does have some pretty solid instrumentals. But yeah, for me, the instrumentals, I'm really attracted to the pop genre, just because there's so many instruments in pop that I just can't identify, like, the sounds. Like, I don't know how they produce this sound with, like, the instruments in that. And yeah, so I just let the music, like, guide my movements. I don't know, it sounds kind of like a weird, like, kung fu master thing, like, let the moves guide you into the action, or I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't dance to the music dances to me, if that makes sense. Which it probably doesn't. Actually, the first thing I said probably makes more sense, even though I don't mean it in the sense that other people mean it, but yeah, so haven't really done that in a while. Actually, I did it one of the first nights here. There was, like, an open dance party thing going on in the TV lounge. But, of course, that's actually when I had my epiphany on how, like, to treat life like a video game, and you'll be, like, more optimistic. Because, like, they're playing a lot of really modern pop songs that, I mostly listen to pop songs. I like a lot of things on the radio, even though a lot of people find it annoying, but there are still things on pop stations that I find really, really annoying. Like I don't know if this has been played on the pop station, but it's like that YouTube video went viral really quickly called "What Does the Fox Say?" Or actually, no, it's not even called that. It's just the lyric that everyone refers to. It's just called like "The Fox" or something. But yeah, I don't like that song. I thought it was going somewhere. Like I liked the flow of the lyrics at first, then it just takes a really stupid turn into a bunch of nonsense onomatopoeia that I've never encountered a fox actually saying. So yeah, I really don't like that song because of that. That's what I'm talking about in like tone whiplash. Like I know I was talking about a movie. I was talking about Click when I said that, but yeah, same with songs that do that. If a song has like a really weird shift in tone, then I'll completely ignore it. I won't want to listen to it, even if I like the first half of the tone. But some of Katy Perry's songs on her new album, which I did buy, shocker, have that same problem. But there's actually a lot of songs I really, really enjoy on that album. And I've had a friend ask me to do a review of the album. I actually might do that. Whenever I have a chance, I will be doing a webcam thing of that. But I'll be wearing this headset. I don't think anyone's ever seen my headset on YouTube because I haven't had a reason to show it. I use my webcam audio for on my webcam that attaches to my desktop, but this laptop has like really, really crappy built-in microphone. Even though the video is actually really good, it's like almost even better than my like 1080p desktop webcam. But that probably could have clicked onto this, but actually, the audio is still slightly better with the microphone, so it's not a huge, like, bulky microphone. So it won't cause too much of a distraction, I won't hope. Or I do hope, I won't think. Yeah. So that's hip-hop dance, I've realized there's a lot of thoughts that I probably ended the train on. It's just got a little stray caboose somewhere in the middle of this podcast, but, if I can always jump back to it on another. Still got 20 minutes about left before I decide to go have dinner. And, so I'm just gonna go on to the next stuff that's going on in my life. There's, Friday is the last day that I have a club in, which is, it's called CCF, it stands for Campus Christian Fellowship. It's a really, really nice group of people. Actually this week there was this guy, there was kind of like a small group type of thing going on. That was actually originally on Monday, so originally I did have, like, all 5 weekdays I was in a club, but they moved it to Tuesday, and that overlaps with improv. So I'm sticking with improv, because, I feel kind of solid about my faith since I got here. But yeah, I've met up with one of the, like, leaders in the group since I got here, and he's a really, really nice guy, really humble, like some of those Let's Players you meet, one of those guys that just never is self-proclaiming. So anytime they're like mentioned, they're just like, oh man, I don't need to talk about that. It's like, what's going on with you, Like, I don't want to sound like I'm sucking up, but yeah, I think some Let's Players like Diabetes, a lot of you might just know him from one half of Retsupre, but yeah, if you pay attention to his commentary in like all the stuff he makes fun of, he's really fair with how he makes fun of things, and he's actually really humble about it. So he's probably like been really influential, not on like my life. I don't want to say that. Well, I don't want to say that and sound douchey now that I've said that. Like he doesn't mean anything in my life, but he's probably really influential on like my style in comedy. I'm not just like upfront and my distaste for things in comedy. It's really like an indirect style of like saying what your displeasure for something. I think that works a lot better than saying you just don't like something. Just saying like, uh, being sarcastic but being honest. Like you're honest, but you're displaying it sarcastically, and I think that's amusing sometimes, unless you're have that really like shifty tone. And okay, so that and is the mark of the next day. So yeah, this podcast was not completed in one day. What a surprise, because my roommate was downstairs studying, and I started the podcast after like 15 minutes since he went down there, so I would have finished the whole hour if I had gotten down, but things are so unpredictable here. Sometimes I get messages saying like, hey, are you in your room? Can I come up and see you? And there goes my like 1 hour window to record anything for the day, because I would rather experience real people social interaction than record for YouTube. I hope all of you guys listening are not offended, but that's just the life. That is just the life. It has been not a whole 24 hours, but there have been things that happened. Actually, a couple hours after that I paused this recording, the person I mentioned earlier, Brittany, who was working on my channel background for YouTube, came up and showed me that she was almost completed with it. I wasn't expecting it to get it done, for it to be working on it already, because I told her I think it would be cool to get it for my birthday, and she had already finished most of it, and my birthday's still another like 12 days, well, since yesterday. But so yeah, she came back like another hour after I went down to do something in the TV lounge with some people, and she's finished it. So you should expect that. The thing is, though, it's done on like a piece of printer paper, and it filled up the whole thing. And like the YouTube channel, of course, is just like this weird strip thing. I don't even know if I don't remember what it was. It's like the one channel thing they called it for YouTube. Why does everything with the word one have have a huge amount of uproar and criticism? Like the Xbox One. Well, that's the only other example actually I have, but I know Comcast Xfinity had like a weird DVR thing. It's called the X1, but I don't actually know if there is any complaints. It might be really good, but anyway, she finished it, and it looks really good, but it's on a piece of printer paper, so I'll have to compress it a little bit and squish it down a little bit. I'm not going to bother describing what it is, since you'll see it soon, but yeah, so I'll have to compress it a little bit, and that'll take up the middle. I'll just find something to fill up the other ends of the strip. But yeah, she's not a big YouTube person, so I don't blame her. It's not like I gave her specific instructions. I just told her, hey, this would be cool, and she did it right away without me pestering her. She was just like, oh, I'm already almost done. It's like, oh, wow. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming, just like I didn't see the ending coming to Boogeyman. Not the 2005 one, which is actually I still think is kind of a creepy movie. The one with Emily Deschanel, and I don't remember who the lead actor was, but yeah, there's a sci-fi movie. They had it playing for free on it was like a week before Halloween. They had like 4 movies available for free on their website, and they were all actually really good quality. And so I watched Boogeyman, which came out last year or 2 years ago, something like that. And yeah, it has a really big twist ending, but at the same time, it's like kind of like, okay, well, what? Like it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. Just watch it if you want. But yeah, it's just one of those weird, really confusing twist endings that's like, okay, I'm still confused by that. It's not one of those like, aha twist endings, like, oh, I should have seen this. It's just like, huh? But yeah, I like that. I like that type of thing. It's boogieing. Boogieing, I might start boogieing on Thursday if I do end up going to the swing dance club. No, I mean swing dance, the hip hop dance club that my friend's been inviting me to. I've been going to swing dance every week, and that's still been a lot of fun. As the costume party was 2.5 hours of just dancing, there's no lesson. That was a cool thing, you just sometimes when you're playing a video game, you don't want to listen to the tutorials anymore. You just want to say like, alright, let's just see what I can do from what I've learned. And you throw in a puzzle and see like what are all the elements you've learned so far. Can you piece them together? Test your might. But yeah, I'm gonna be going home this weekend, hopefully, because I brought my car up here and actually figured out that there's a large area for parking that's free, so I didn't have to spend $72 on the parking permit, which is really nice. But I'm probably gonna have to spend that money on a new battery because my car wouldn't start. I had it jump started the first time. This was like the first week I came here, and then I was told to like start my car and do something at least once a week. So I've been doing that. But then I drove one week and I came back home or back to the campus where the parking area was, and just like 15 minutes later, because like I was trying to solve this issue I was having with it because the radio wouldn't play songs. It said it was giving me error because apparently if you jumpstart your car, you need to recode the radio for security reasons. So I had to look up all of that, and I didn't get around to really like bothering with really looking it up until just last week. And I ended up getting the radio working. It said that it was like on a station that I had it set to. And before it just said like code, and if I pressed the wrong thing, it would say like like a calculator. It doesn't spell out error, it's just like But yeah, so I got the station on, but I couldn't hear any sound. And so I decided to turn my car off again, and then I turned it on again, and yeah, the battery wouldn't start again. So I tried it just like 20 minutes ago, see if for some reason, weird streak of luck, it would just start for some reason, but it didn't. So yeah, I'll have to jump start it again so I can drive to a local auto body shop. Hopefully that'll be enough convenience to get a battery. I don't know if I'll have to go to a specific place for like where my car was dealt to get it, but I don't know. I'm not a person to talk about cars. It's like something that I'm weak on in terms of knowledge. Like, I probably know about as much as the average not engineer savvy or just car fanatic person, but back in the like middle school, it seems like every single person, every boy and girl knew like way more about like just parts of a car than I ever knew. Like I didn't know what actually, I don't even know. I was trying to think of something that I wouldn't know, but I didn't have anything off the top of my head. I didn't know what a dashboard was, actually. I know that. I didn't know what that was even after I got my license, which was last September. So, like, over a year ago. It took, like, someone was like, "Did you leave your dashboard?" And I was like, what? Because, like, I thought my headlights were dim. But it turns out that I actually didn't turn them on at all, because I hadn't really driven at night that much since I had gotten my license. So I thought that they were dim, but it turns out I didn't have them on. So someone was like, "Alright, what, did you leave your dashboard on or something? Are you sure it's not just your dashboard? You didn't actually turn the headlights on?" I was like, "My what?" It's like, the dashboard, the speedometer and gas gauge stuff, Oh, that thing that lights up. Well, okay, yeah. So I don't remember that being part of the written test, so I just never bothered to learn what it was called. I knew what it was used for, just don't know the names of it. I feel like that's the case for a lot of things. Like I know the pieces to like a laptop, which I'm recording this on. Like I know the keys and stuff. But they're like, I call it the vent, where like the air comes out, but I found out a couple years ago that's called the fan, and I didn't realize that the vent, where like this rotating propeller, was called a fan. Because when I think of fan, if I'm not talking about like something that's like someone that's a fan of a celebrity or some sort of talent, then I just assume like something that's meant to keep you cool, not something that's supposed to keep something internal cool. So I could use a fan sometimes, an internal fan if I was just really hot out. That'd be nice. Today was the first day that I was able to wear my jacket in my math class, because normally that has like a 90% humidity for some reason, even though it's usually like still kind of cold even when the sun is out in Bellingham. So yeah, but today I actually left my jacket on the whole time because it was still chilly. Like all my other classes, I'd usually take my jacket off, but I'd end up getting cold. But even like in math, I'd take my jacket off, and like 10 minutes later, I'd start like overheating still, just with the t-shirt on. Yeah, I've been wearing jeans ever since I got here, because we've had a few nice days. Actually, the entire month of October was really nice. It's just now starting to get back to rainy, but yes, I was surprised. It went like 20 days without rain, and we live right by the Pacific Ocean, and it's like way up, almost close to Canada, so it's kind of surprising. Most people that have lived here a while were surprised, so I had reason to be surprised. If you know what I mean. And do you know? Do you know? Do you know like you know how to tie a knot? Like the Boy Scouts? Yeah. Those Boy Scouts, I know nothing. I never was in the Boy Scouts. I was in a basketball camp one time, and I remember feeling like it was a dictatorship. I was just not enjoying myself at all. I was back in like 5th grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. I remember the one thing that they kept reteaching was like, side to side, monkey crossover. Side to side, monkey crossover. That was the, like, dribble it with your left hand, and then catch it with your right hand, then dribble it back, and catch it with your left hand, and then dribble it, actually don't know how the whole move went, but I just remember the name monkey crossover, because, like, you kind of, like, had dead arms doing it. Remember, it sounded funny, but we did the same things. I don't remember if I slept there, because I remember it was like a 3-day camp, but I think I might have just went home and came back every day. But it was like, probably didn't have to do it, but I just didn't want to tell my parents that I just really wasn't enjoying it, because I wanted to get better at basketball. And I think my reasoning beforehand for not continuing with sports is that I figured I wasn't good at them, because like in baseball I was always left field, and like I could hit the ball. I mean, it was elementary school, so I hit it about as average as the other players when I was up to bat, but yeah, I could not catch for crap. And yeah, but basketball, no one ever passed me the ball unless it just happened to like fall out of someone's hand and I caught it. But yeah, but looking back on it, I think another reason, now that I don't want to say that, cancel it out, but, I think part of the reason is that I was, like, proud. Like, I wanted to be the person that scored points. I didn't want to, like, be a part of the team. I wanted to get some recognition, and I wanted to score the points. So whenever I was passed the ball, even if it was a really poor opportunity to shoot a basket, I'd do it, so that might be part of the reason why people stopped passing me the ball. So, we're coming up on actually just past the 1 hour mark, on this podcast. I might, cut I'm definitely gonna cut some stuff out. There's some stuff that I felt like was kind of me. Yeah, this is my first podcast, and I will have some guests, probably. If you want to be a guest, let me know. I'll look back at the things you've commented on my videos to see, I'll just, if People are screaming in the hallways. Alex! And where are you? Yeah, okay. We're gonna end this podcast, but if you want to be a guest on the podcast, let me know. I'll consider it. Just if you're not like an active subscriber, I'll have to consider it longer, because if you do enjoy my content, then I'll have seen your comments in other videos, so I'll know that you're actually interested in following me, so you'll be able to keep a conversation and bounce back off my ideas. Basically, that's my theory. And this is not going to be a scheduled podcast. I'm just going to do it when I have a lot of stuff to dump off for my thoughts. So, yeah, I don't really have a gimmick for this podcast. Other than that, it has absolutely no structure. I'll just talk about what's on my mind. So, if you want some background noise, go ahead and listen. But yeah, that's about all that'll do it. So, thanks for watching, and yes, there will be more Let's Play content coming soon. And I will be uploading a Katy Perry Prism album review. I don't know how long that'll be. There's 16 songs, so I'll just talk about a little bit of each, but if you're interested in that, go ahead. If not, ignore it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I'm very open to constructive criticism for this, so tell me what you'd want to hear, what you'd want me to talk about, what you enjoyed hearing in this, and let me know. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the life after whatever day you watch this. Bing bang goodbye.